What self-destruct? Ooh. Hey, welcome back fellow legends to part 2 of my Pokemon FireRed Hardcore Nuzlocke Charmander run. And I honestly couldn't think of a better time to post this video because Pokemon FireRed and Pokemon Leaf Green are available on the Nintendo Switch right now for their 30th anniversary. So if you're feeling nostalgic, this is your sign. So before we dive into the video, I just want to say, if you haven't seen part 1 yet, stop the video right now. Go to my channel and watch it, because there will be major spoilers within seconds, I'm serious. Alright, let's talk about what happened. Unfortunately, we lost Charmeleon right after Rock Tunnel. Yeah, it still hurts. So here's what went down. We run into this random trainer, nothing crazy, nothing scary, and then out of nowhere he sends out a Muk. Not just any Muk, a demon. Muk goes for Sludge, critical hit, and Charmeleon gets poisoned right after that. We genuinely could not have gotten any unluckier. Crit plus poison on the same turn? That's criminal. Now, could we have prevented it? Honestly, yeah. We could have led with Nidoking. We could have cut through the tree and maybe avoided the fight entirely. But I literally did not see it coming that this guy would have a Muk. That caught me completely off guard. Still, excuses don't win Nuzlocks. We made a mistake and we learned from it. That's what this run is about. And remember, this is still a hardcore Nuzlocke. If a Pokemon faints, it's dead. No items in battle, set mode only, and we respect the level caps. Which means Charmeleon is gone for good. Oh yeah, in the previous episode I didn't really talk much about Rock Tunnel. But let me tell you something. I suffered my way through that cave without flash. Yeah, completely blind. Now you might be asking, why would you do that to yourself? Well, because to get HM Flash, you have to go through Diglett's cave first. And normally, the safest way to do that is to stack up on repels and just push through. Trust me, having Flash would have made Rock Tunnel way easier. But here's the problem. There's about a 5% chance of running into a level 31 Duck Trio in there. And since we're playing with level caps, that's terrifying. If I accidentally over-leveled or burst or lost something to Arena Trap, that could have ruined the run right there. So instead of risking a random level 31 Duck Trio jump scare, I chose the safest route. No flash, no vision, just vibes. And honestly, it was painful. But in a hardcore Nuzlocke, sometimes the safest decision isn't the most comfortable one. So we arrived in Saladin City and of course I had to hit up the big department store, grab some useful items and strong TMs to prepare for the mid game. We also picked up Eevee in a building and named him King, giving us some valuable evolution options for later. On Route 7 we caught a level 20 Growlithe and named him Byakko, which is the Japanese name for the white tiger, a symbol of strength in battle. After losing Charmeleon, this was perfect. Growlithe could finally replace our fire type and keep the team balanced. We ran into a Team Rocket grunt who literally said he was going to punch me. After that, we realized we needed a solid water type, so we bought a water stone and evolved Eevee into Vaporeon. So here it is guys, we ran straight into a classic trap. And it cost us our dear friend Epo, the boxing champion. And I call it a classic trap for a reason. Now you see, after Saladin City, the game suddenly gives you a lot of freedom. You can go multiple directions, fight different trainers, explore new routes. But if you're playing with level caps, like we are doing in this hardcore Nuzlocke, that freedom is dangerous, because the trainer levels suddenly jump from around level 29 all the way up to level 43. So we decided to hit up the department store in Saladin City to grab some evolution stones, because it's time to evolve Growlithe and Gloom. Gotta get my Pokemon ready for war against my rival, and look at this. He's just standing there acting all smug, mocking my Pokemon like they're already dead. When the battle starts, he's the one who's about to get wrecked. Check this out, Plant is holding it down even though Wartortle keeps spamming withdraw. We managed to chip away at its health, put it to sleep and poison it. Then we switched to Star since he's strong against grass types, and finally brought in Biako. That's when we took down Kadabra with Hyper Beam. Sure, we had to recharge, and Flash Fire made it so Growlithe couldn't hit us. But we finished it off with another Hyper Beam for the win. Now we're battling Erika for our 4th gym badge, and you might think it would be a piece of cake since I have Biako on my team, but this fight was actually super annoying. She kept spamming status moves to try to keep my Pokemon paralyzed, which made everything slower and more frustrating. And speaking of Growlithe, here's the thing, if you evolve him before he learns Flamethrower, it's just a downside, especially when you're playing with level caps, because he only learns it at a really high level. The only other way to get the move is through the game corner in Saladin City, and trust me, it's gonna cost you a pretty penny. Plus Hyper Beam is insanely strong, but it takes a full turn to recharge, which you definitely have to keep in mind during tricky battles like this one. But there you go guys, we did it, we got our 4th gym badge, the Rainbow Badge. Oh my god! So here we are back in Lavender Town, where I caught my next first encounter Pokemon, Ghastly, and I named him Nightmare. We beat Marowak, and let me tell you, it was super clutch. I made an unnecessary switch that almost got Biako knocked out. After that we got the Pokeflute from Mr. Fuji and headed to Route 16 to catch a sleeping Snorlax. And I named him Snorri. I was battling my way through Silphco, taking on every single Team Rocket grunt, and then guess what? We ran into another rival fight, and let me tell you, my Pokemon were heavily underleveled. I did not expect him to have such high level mons, so this fight was anything but easy. I really had to play this carefully. Starting with Snorlax was a mistake. His Pidgeot was outspeeding me every single time, and using Focus Punch was not smart at all. That mistake cost us, we lost Snorlax, but Biako came in clutch and took down Pidgeot. Then we switched to Plant and used Sleep Powder on Blastoise, hoping we could slowly chip away at its health with Giga Drain, but it was frustrating because he kept using Protect, stalling us out. As soon as Plant was close to fainting, I had to make the switch to King, and thankfully we managed to take down Blastoise. Next I brought in Biako, hoping to deal with Execute, but he hit us with Stun Spore. Biako got paralyzed and suddenly things were looking really bad. I switched to Star and Star managed to take down Execute. But then came the real problem. Alakazam used Future Sight. I thought I was safe until that attack landed. And just like that, we didn't only lose Snorlax, our starter, we also lost our shiny in this run. It was devastating. But then Giga Chat Nidoking stepped up. He came in, took down Growlithe and even poisoned him in the process. Absolute legend. So this is what our box of unusable Pokemon looks like right now. Yeah, it's not looking good. Next on Route 17 we unfortunately lost Biako to a Machamp that landed a critical hit Revenge. That one hurts, but luckily Giga Chat Plant stepped in and finished it off. Absolute hero moment. And it didn't stop there. We lost Magikarp to a Spearow that landed Pursuit. Yeah, lesson learned. Do not send out a Pokemon with 1 HP. That one's on me. We did manage to catch a Eradicate on Route 17 as our first encounter though. and I named him Rat. But then, just before Fuchsia City, disaster struck again. We lost Nightmare to another trainer. Same thing, another Spearow landing a super effective pursuit. And there you go, we caught Doduo as our first encounter in the Safari Zone, and we named her Courage, because that's exactly what we needed for this run. Then on Route 15 and Route 14, I caught a level 24 Venonat that I named Meep, and a level 23 Ditto that I named Diddy. Haha, just kidding, I named him Jelly. Since the level cap after Erika was a pretty big jump, it was really important for me to battle every single trainer to get my Pokemon as close to the cap as possible. And naturally, Courage evolved into Dodrio. Then we went back to the fighting gym next to the Saffron City gym, where we once struggled to beat all the trainers. This time we picked Hitmonlee. I earned him after defeating the trainers, and of course I named him Bruce. So now we went back to Silphco to take down the evil Giovanni, and this is where you really get to see how powerful Courage is with Tri-Attack. After that we switched to King, and he did a ton of work during the battle. Finally Nidoking came in and finished it off with a sick Hyper Beam. And of course we received the Master Ball from the President, a huge reward for taking down Giovanni and completing our mission at Silphco. So now it was time to battle Sabrina, the 5th gym leader. As you can see, I had a really tough time. The only time I used a move other than Tri-Attack was against Venomoth, since it's weak to flying type moves. So we used Fly there, and then we managed to one-shot her ace, Alakazam. You could hear it in my voice how insanely happy I was.
Ooh, you saw fire ice? Kablam! I'm shooting arrows right now, Pokemon. I single Courage lead the entire team, even though there was a 5-level difference. And that's why I got kablam! There,
and just like that, guys, kablam! I got my 5th gym badge, the Marsh badge. So now it was time to face Koga. He had our Nightmare Muk, the one that took down our Charmeleon at level 39. This battle was tough because some of my Pokemon got poisoned, so I decided to bring Nidoking since he can't get poisoned. We almost lost Nidoking to a self-destruct, but luckily that didn't happen, and once again Courage came through and finished off his ace, Weezing, with Tri-Attack for the win. And there you go, guys, we got our 5th gym badge, the Soul badge. So I actually forgot, in Silphco there is a guy who gives you a free Lapras. Of course I took it and named him Lappy. So on our way to the next gym leader Blaine, we caught a level 8 Tentacool just below Pallet Town and named him Cool. Then in the Pokemon Mansion on Cinnabar Island, we caught a level 28 Coffin as our first encounter and named him Smokey. Remember, guys, you have to name every Pokemon because that's what makes losing them in a Nuzlocke run hit even harder. So now it was time for the 7th gym leader Blaine, and as you can see, it was super tough. Just kidding, guys. Thanks to King and Surf, we easily took him down and received the Volcano badge. Even though once again we were kind of underleveled for this fight, just like with some other gym leaders, we still managed to take him down. When Bill took us to the Sevi Islands, I caught a level 40 Hypno, which I named Hypnose, a level 30 Poliwhirl, which I named Polylolly, and a level 31 Ponyta, which I named Pegasus, all on different routes on the Sevi Islands. This is great because at this point we're really close to the end game, but it's always good to have backup Pokemon ready just in case. Speaking of the end game, oh boy, you guys know how pissed I was about losing Charmeleon, so it was revenge time. We went to the power plant to try to catch the legendary bird himself, Zapdos. Somehow I switched to Plant mid-battle, which was super dumb, and we ended up losing our hero Plant while trying to catch Zapdos. Then I switched to Nidoking, and I had a really tough decision to make. I had to either risk losing Zapdos forever or use the Master Ball, since he got poisoned after attacking the Giga Chat. The tension was unreal. But I chose to use the Master Ball, and just like that, we got the legendary bird, Zapdos, on our team. Of course, I named him Lightning. So that brings us to our final gym battle versus the evil villain Giovanni. This time he had a very scary and fast duck trio, and his highest level Pokemon was a level 50 Rhyhorn. Luckily, King was absolutely slaughtering every Pokemon with a single move. There is a reason why we named him King. And just like that, we received the 8th and final gym badge, the Earth badge. After the battle, Giovanni gave me TM Earthquake, which I naturally gave to our powerhouse Nidoking. It gets stab damage and it's a physical move, so it hits really hard. So it was time, guys, for our last rival battle before entering the Indigo League. And this time, you could see that the spirit of Charmeleon was still with us, because we were carrying a fire that our rival Blue did not see coming. Before we even talk about Blastoise, Alakazam tried to disable King's Surf attack, but it wasn't long before he got confused by Water Pulse and I was able to use Surf again. Then Blastoise set up Rain Dance, but it actually set himself up for disaster because lightning struck him with thunder. And if that wasn't enough, guys, we didn't care that it was endgame in our Hardcore Nuzlocke with strict rules. We went to Mount Ember and Seafoam Islands to catch the other 2 legendary birds because we had to live up to our name, Mysterious Legend. After many attempts trying to catch them with Great Balls and Ultra Balls, it finally worked. And just when I thought it couldn't get any crazier, while grinding for the Pokémon League, and yes, we grind the natural way here, no rare candies to make it extra tough, we ran into a shiny Drowsy in Berry Forest, and I gave her the beautiful name Gold Star. And after all that, it turns out that Spearow wasn't the only shiny in our run. Did you guys enjoy this episode? Please consider subscribing and liking the video. It really helps me create more content like this. I also stream a lot, so you can join the Discord channel linked in the description to stay up to date. And as always, guys, see you in the final video of this Nuzlocke. Stay legendary. Oh yeah, and don't forget to leave a comment.